Hello, so today I'm traveling by plane to New York for a quick getaway, and I wanted to talk about what it's like traveling as a double above the knee amputee that wears microprocessor controlled prosthetics. So because they're microprocessor controlled, they need to be charged every night. The current model that I have, the C-Leg 4 by Autobach, the charge is good for about a day and a half. The previous model, the C-Leg 3, the charge was good for 2 days, so I could charge it every other night, be lazy, not charge it one night, but this one I have to make sure I charge every night. Otherwise, if I skip a night, the next day around 3 p.m. my knees start to vibrate, letting me know that the charge is going to run out in, I think it's 1 hour or 2 hours, something like that. So I've only had that happen twice, and then what happens when the knee runs out of charge is it goes into what's called a safe mode, where it'll stiffen up. It'll bend slowly, but it won't walk like normal, so I kind of have to walk stiff-legged, which isn't fun, but it's still, I can move, so it's safe. So with that being said, I need to bring my chargers with me. So I've got 2 chargers because I have 2 knees, and those, or I guess these are a proprietary type. These aren't like a standard USB type, so I don't know if you can see the connector there. Let's see if I can get a better, I'll try and stop shaking. But anyway, this is mated to the socket on my knee, the plug-in. And then the other thing that I need to bring as a double above the knee amputee is alcohol spray. Because of my suspension system, or the socket as it's commonly known, I wear these, this is a double wall socket system where I wear I put my limb into a cup, which is carbon fiber, and then I insert it into this larger one, and then it's held in place with this pin here. And then this one's a single wall, so I don't need to do that. But what that means is I wear a silicone liner over my stumps. And then, so I have to spray the alcohol into the inverted silicone liner and then slide it over my stumps. When I first became an amputee, I didn't like saying the word stumps, but it is what it is. If you want to use the correct terminology, that they're called residual limbs. So, but stump gets the point across succinctly, right? So those are the 2 things that I need when traveling as a double amputee. Also, some tips. You do get through the TSA line a little quicker because you're technically disabled. I don't really call myself disabled, but I guess I am. So that's a nice perk of being a double above the knee amputee, or an amputee at all. You get through the TSA line quicker, and then you go through the body scan thing, and you just put your hands up, and then they kind of like wave you through, because you're gonna set it off. And then your party gets to go with you too. So if you're traveling with a party, they all get a bump ahead of everyone else. So that's kind of cool. And then you can request wheelchair assistance at the ticket counter if you need, or ahead of arriving at the airport, and they'll be there with a wheelchair to escort you all the way to the gates. I used that in the beginning when I was still learning how to use my prosthetics, when I wasn't strong enough to walk all that way, but now, I'm fine walking, and I like walking, so I don't need it. I've read stories of other amputees or people that'll abuse it. They'll request the wheelchair assistance, and then they'll, when they get to the gate or whatever, a certain checkpoint, they stand up and they walk, and it's like, okay, well, I don't want to do that because I can walk. So that's what these legs were made for walking. So I hope that answered any questions that you might have had while traveling as a double above the knee amputee. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comment section, or you can follow me on Instagram at OCAmputee. Thanks, and see you on the East Coast.